Co-op Academy Grange, we moved to the Co-op approximately 4 years ago. Prior to that we were Grange Technology College. 2011 we moved to this new building, and prior to that I've worked here since 2000, and the school's got quite a long history prior to that in Bradford, working as part of this community which is socially deprived to a greater or lesser extent. We have about 50% of students are free school meals and pupil premium. In the main ethos of the school is we use the co-op values as a co-op school, succeeding together, doing our best always, caring for each other, and then we have 3 very simple rules within the school: always being ready, always being respectful, and always being safe, and that is our main mantra and ethos. In terms of how EDClass has supported us, we've had 4 to 5 students on over the last 5 to 6 years using EDClass. We've had some students being exceptionally successful due to their just regular daily engagement, being able to have an online platform from home, which we had one student who used EDClass because of illness, and he was unable to come to school due to a physical impairment, and he accessed EDClass on a daily basis, engaged with staff, and really allowed it to support his education and continue to make progress in education, which he wouldn't have had if it had not been for the online aspect and the interaction with members of staff through EDClass. As I said, the students who've used EDClass from home and really been proactive and engaged with it, their progress has continued in many ways, nearly to an extent as though they were in school, because of the assessments which are online, and using the EDClass assessments has shown that the progress has been made for those students who, as I say, have engaged and worked on a daily basis in the time frame set. It's massively effective EDClass. As I say, the students who engage, we'll get in attendance marks for those students every day, and an email comes through to our attendance team from EDClass and allows us to know that students logged in and that are safe and are working online. So that allows their attendance to continue despite not being in the school building, which ultimately affects our attendance figures and contributes to their families not being put into a situation where they could be fined, etc. The questionnaire used on a daily basis to check the well-being of the students is vital, and it allows the students to share any information or worries or concerns with EDClass, and then the immediacy of the contact from EDClass to us, our attendance team and our designated staff who are linked to EDClass, allows us to act quickly based on any worries or concerns from students from a safeguarding point of view. I think the two main times that it's been very effective EDClass for us, we had a young man, as I said, who'd got a physical injury which had stopped him coming to school. It allowed him to continue his education at home, and then once the injury and the work with the hospital had ceased, he was now back into school, but he would be in a very different position had he not been educated via EDClass whilst at home. So it's been a tremendous help for his reintegration. Other students that it's helped with reintegration are students that are perhaps going out on managed moves to other schools, so EDClass has allowed the student to work online at home whilst waiting for the new school's placement to come to the fore, and while they're waiting to start the new school. So there's been no break in their education, and that's been an important factor. It might just be for a week or 2 weeks while the placement is confirmed, but EDClass has allowed that student to continue education and therefore make the integration to the new school somewhat easier. I think in terms of an alternative provider, we would be looking at between £12,000 to £15,000 per year for one placement at an online provision, at an external provision. However, in terms of value for money, us having 4 or 5 students on EDClass at any one time for a fraction of that amount is definitely value for money. I think the most important point of implementing EDClass is the support we've gained through our account manager and the various staff at EDClass who've been always on hand to speak to us on the phone and just direct ourselves and students in the right direction, and the families of the students, so they can feel assured that there is just someone there waiting to help. I definitely recommend EDClass to another school based on the success we've had, and I think it's something we will continue with in the future to provide online education for students who need that particular aspect of their learning.